Welcome to Celina Stadium for another Western Buckeye League matchup. This week, the 4-1 Bulldogs will take on the 0-5 Cougars of Van Wert. This is Friday Night Football on Channel 6.
Welcome back to Celina Stadium. Steve Harris sitting next to Jeff Jonidas. Frank, the Bulldog mascot, has made his way across the field, so it must be time to get ready for some football on Friday night in the Western Buckeye League. We've got Van Wert visiting the Celina Bulldogs. JJ, why don't you talk about these two teams a little bit briefly and tell us what we're going to expect tonight.
We're going to see offensively, Steve, two different styles. Van Wert's going to be mostly in the eye. We expect a lot of toss sweeps, a lot of option action, a lot of bootleg, a lot of play action passing. Not real athletic, only averaging 5 points a game offensively. Celina, of course, going to spread the field and use their tremendous athleticism on the perimeter to take advantage of the speed, the athleticism factor over Van Wert, and you know you've got your 3-year starter at quarterback who, as we said already, understands how to pick apart a team so well now. And Van Wert's going to try to control the clock. Celina's going to try to strike quickly defensively. You know, Van Wert's given up, I believe, 39 points a game, Steve, and Celina is only given up 22. You know, Van Wert's going to try to attack Celina's defense with a rushing attack. I don't think they're going to be successful. You know, I think Celina tonight scores early and often.
Well, the team's taking the field right now. Braylon Bader getting ready to put the ball on the tee. Celina will be defending the west end zone, kicking off from right to left. Back to receive deep for Van Wert is Caleb Lloyd, senior running back. Stands 5'11", 164. The whistle is blown.
He's the leading rusher and receiver, Steve.
Ball is a squib kick, and it's going to be on the floor at the 40-yard line, 41. It's an onside kick recovered by, we don't have
Celina.
Do you think Celina has it?
I do.
I'm not sure. Officials trying to undo the scrum at the 41-yard line of Van Wert. Kids still down on the floor fighting. Officials trying to get things settled down, and they point Celina's direction. JJ, you are right. Bulldog ball.
Second time this year, Coach Jared Rolfus with the onside kick. The first game of the year against Versailles. This is what ignited him. I like the call. Celina's got it short field now. They're going to be at the 40-yard line.
The ball went all the way to the 38, bounced back to the 40. It almost looked like a squib kick, but you're right. It was an intended onside kick. Nonetheless, Bulldog ball. They have 40 yards to go for a score. Gun formation, Bilger. It's going to be a handoff. Coming to Bader, left side on a sweep. He's not going to get much room, but going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage before he's brought down by a host of Cougars.
Might have lost a yard right there. 2nd and 11, I believe, Steve. A little different formation that time for the Celina Bulldogs. 3 guys in the backfield with Bilger, only 2 wide receivers.
Zach Thomas making the stop for Van Wert. Celina goes back to work. He's got Hembry. Bilger does. Hembry on his left. Straight back goes Bilger. Looking left side. No, he goes over the middle to Hembry. He's got a lot of room. He's at the 30, the 25. Cuts across field, far side to the 20. Gets brought down at the 18-yard line. Good run, wide open. Just had nothing but green grass in front of it.
Just a little delayed running back coming out of the middle, Could have been a middle screen, but he just kind of floated in the middle. Bilger found him. Big pickup.
1st and 10 from the 18. Bulldogs go to operate again. Looks over to Colin Byer. Gets back to the line of scrimmage as he throws to the far sideline. Clock continues to run. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Little spot screen that time. Byer, I think, lost his footing. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 19-yard line.
Bilger had to double pump that one because he slipped and fell on that. So it's got trips to the left. He's got Vogel far side to the right. 2nd and 10. Fakes the handoff to Bader, coming around, goes deep, goes to, who's he looking for? Vogel to the back of the end zone. No, it's incomplete.
Just a little bit overthrown, Steve. Very, very well designed play that time. Nice play action to Bader on the motion, and Vogel on a fly pattern down the right sideline, just over his outstretched hands.
They have used that often where Bader has come around on that spot sweep and handed off. They faked it that time, and they were looking for the corner of the end zone. Bilger claps his hands. Straight back he goes. Looks across the middle to Vogel. No. I think he felt footsteps coming right at him, JG, and he pulled up with some alligator arms, but probably the right thing to do.
Nice throw by Bilger, but it would have been a tough catch. Going to bring up a 4th down for the Celina Bulldogs at the 18 or 19-yard line. Coach Rolfus now. He's got a lot of options here, Steve.
Is this Braylon Bader territory for a field goal?
I think it's a little too long.
A little too far? Well, anything inside the 40-yard line, Coach Rolfus has told me they are not going to be afraid to go for it, and here they are in 4th and 10 from the 18. Rolling to the left is Bilger. He squares up, throws to the end zone. He's looking for Byer. It's going to be overthrown. Byer's not going to be able to get to it, and that's going to be a change of possession for the Celina Bulldogs. But nonetheless, they had some good-looking plays on that, and they're going to pin Van Wert relatively deep.
Yeah, Van Wert started at the 18 or 19, so they've got 81, 82 yards to go.
So at the 10:32 mark left in the first quarter, Van Wert will go into their offense.
Let's see how they're going to attack Celina. I think they're going to go out of the eye. I would imagine. They have went a little shotgun spread this year, but I think against Celina they're going to go eye and try to power.
Under center is junior Tyler Williams. Now he goes to the gun. He's joined by Caleb Lloyd. He'll roll to the right. He's looking far side. It's going to be challenged by Bader. It's going to be caught, though, at the 45-yard line and hauled in. And this one's going to be brought in by Logan Ray. A fantastic catch and even a better throw.
Fantastic catch, good throw. You know what? Very, very good coverage that time. So that heck of a catch by the receiver. Van Wert now out to the 45-yard line.
Well, Bader had great position on that. Just kind of shows you that great defense loses to a great pass.
That was an excellent thrown ball. You're right.
1st and 10 from the 45, still in Van Wert territory. Twins to the left, flanker here to the right. Gun formation is Williams. He's going to hand off to Lloyd. Lloyd's going to try left side up the tackle. Gets across into midfield, across the 45, brought down at the 42-yard line. Good gain for Van Wert. And they get a good 12, 13 yards on that one.
Well, you know, this in many ways, Steve, this is a trap game for Celina. Big emotional win over their rival last Friday. You're playing a team that hasn't won a game this Friday. Are you really, really ready to play, or are you just going through the motions?
And we're about to find out. There's no question about it. Van Wert already into Celina territory after only 2 plays.
Right. Started at the 18. They're down into the 42 or 43-yard line of the Celina Bulldogs.
Logan Ray in the slot, and he's a big fella. He stands 6'6". Straight back goes Williams. He's looking near sideline. It's going to be caught, but out of bounds, incomplete. Great coverage by Snyder.
Well, Van Wert looks to be attacking our relatively young secondary, Steve, again.
Well, they've got some size on the offensive line, so he can get protection. Their offensive line
they're big.
is going 245, 240, 228, 267, and 315.
Wow. And we're going to have to get some pressure on the quarterback. They're going to stay in this shotgun and spread formation.
From the gun goes Williams, flanked by Lloyd. It's going to be a quick pitch to the right side to Lloyd. Gets to the 40-yard line. He's tackled. He's swarmed by... Going to be brought down by Snyder, helped out by Bader and Giesecke on the play.
Nice job that time by the Celina defense. Held him to about a 2-yard gain, bringing up now
3rd and 8.
3rd and about 8.5, yep.
Clock ticks down just under 9 minutes now in the first quarter. Score still zeros. Van Wert's a team that will huddle up. They break huddle. They go duels to the left side. Nobody on the right. From the gun goes Williams. In motion goes Jordan Daniels. Williams will roll to the left. He's looking deep. Finds somebody. No, it's going to be intercepted by Snyder, and he's going to be brought down immediately. Snyder just undercut the route, JJ. The ball wasn't thrown far enough. Snyder took advantage of it. Celina ball.
Nice job by the senior Kyle Snyder. Good. He jumped that route, had a nice pick, and so Celina stops Van Wert's first offensive possession. Celina's going to take over at about the 12-yard line, Steve.
It looks like it. You're exactly right at the 8:37 mark. Oh,
17.
Check that. That's the 17-yard line. We both must be over 40, JJ. Handoff goes to Hembry. Gets across the 18, maybe to the 20-yard line. And he's going to be brought down as he tries the right side of that Van Wert line.
Well, Jared Rolfus, he's trying to find a weakness now. He told me he got a couple guys in that secondary they're going to really try to pick on. So we got 3 wide receivers to the left right now.
Bilger claps his hands. Busher shouting out instructions to his offensive line, telling him what to do before he snaps the ball. Ball's in motion now. Straight back goes Bilger. He wants far sideline. Who's he got?
Mason Ross.
He's got Mason Ross over there at the 35. Mason Ross hauled down out of bounds, but enough for a Bulldog first down and move the chains.
Now Mason Ross is a nice target for Braden Bilger. Mason Ross listed at 6'3", 190. I guarantee you, Steve,
he's taller than that. No question about it. 3 receivers near side. Hembry will flank Bilger on his left. Bilger will roll to his left. Now he throws back to the right. He's got Mason Ross again. Jailbreak screen, you're right. Gets to the 36-yard line. He's not going anywhere. It was well defended by the Cougars.
Defended, you're right. Bilger rolled left, threw back right to Ross coming across the middle. Van Wert prepared for that. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Bulldogs no huddle, looking to the sideline, getting their play instructions. Now they get over the ball. Hembry in the pistol formation with Bilger. Straight back. Looking long goes Bilger. He's looking for Colin Byer. He goes up strong for it, but he's not going to be able to haul it in. Just couldn't get around on that ball, JJ, at the 25-yard line.
Well, pretty well thrown. Nice route by Colin Byer. Pretty good defense by Van Wert that time. Now Celina's going to be looking at a 3rd and 10 from the, 36-yard line.
Calling in the play, Coach Rolfus. Back to work go the Bulldogs. Trips to the right side. He's looking to the right side. Bilger will roll. Maybe looking to run. Gets rid of it. Finds Mason Ross across enemy territory to the 45, the 40, and hauls it in and brought down at the 40-yard line. Mason Ross starting to be a target. Yeah. He caught some balls last week, made some big first down plays, got Bilger out of trouble, already starting off on a good foot this week.
I like the fact Bilger took his time, found a secondary receiver, nice completion.
So from the 45-yard line, right side again, gets it off to Byer, no good, out of bounds. Byer slipped trying to come back to that
Second time we've seen Colin Byer slip on a route that time. 2nd and 10 for the Dogs now from a 40-yard line.
Moriarty, Bader, and Jack Henders flank on the left side. Mason and Byers, right side. Empty backfield. Oh, looking for Bader, cutting across the middle. Bader wasn't ready for it, was trying to get into some more open territory. Bilger had to get rid of the ball.
He was open, too. They'll come back to that play some other time, Steve, because he was wide open. A little miscommunication.
Hembry checks back into the ball game. Henders checks out.
3rd and 10 from the 40-yard line.
6:38 left in the first quarter. Pistol formation again. Rolling to the left is Bilger. He's got plenty of room. He goes back far side. He's looking for Byer. Byer has opening. He's caught it for a touchdown right across, right on the eye on Celina.
What a play.
The Bulldogs go up by a score of 6-0 on a great rollout pattern by Braden Bilger. Takes his time, goes back across midfield, and finds Colin Byer, and he makes a great over-the-shoulder catch.
Well, it was a great catch right there, Steve. I'm glad you just said that. That's for a high school kid to make an over-the-shoulder catch like that. That's really something. Bilger threw an outstanding ball, had a little pressure on him, rolled to the left, and put a lot of air under the ball. Bayer ran under it, and tremendous play. Now,
Bader looking for the extra point. Henders will hold, and it hits the flag that hangs up on the left goalpost, but sneaks through. The score now 7-0. So the Bulldogs strike first on their second possession at the 6:29 mark left in the first quarter. 7-0, Celina on your sports leader, WCSM.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
It's going to be Cody Vogel who's going to do the honors kicking off for the Bulldogs. Ball is away, and it's a strong kick over to the right side. It's going to be fielded at the 6, brought up to the 15. Going to find running room down the far sideline. He's going to be brought out of bounds. He's going to be pushed out, as a matter of fact, by Nick Marks, the 5'10 sophomore.
And the ball popped out, but was out of bounds. So Van Wert's going to take over, and it looks to be about the 25, close to the 25, more like the 24-yard line, Steve.
So the Cougars will go to work. Making his way onto the field right now is Tyler Williams. Tyler Williams, a quarterback. It's a 5'11", 175-pound junior. He's not a big guy, JJ.
No, he's not a big guy at all. He came into this game, I think, 33 of 82 this year with 395 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions.
Handoff goes to Lloyd. He's going to try left side. Right side, check that. He's going to be met by Jalen Nouse and Jack Henders and Adam Green, and those are 3 guys that I really don't want to be met by.
Yeah, that's a loss of about 3.5 or 4 that time on the sweep by Van Wert. Good job by the Celina defense. Good pursuit.
Nouse leading the team in tackles with 51, just makes his 52nd tackle. He's had 17 against St. Mary's.
He's had an outstanding year, no question about it.
Shotgun Tyler Williams. Caleb Lloyd in the backfield with him. Whistle blows. We've got a flag coming from the back judge. Looks like a delay of game, JJ.
Yep,
back him up 5 more.
First penalty of the game, Steve.
Sure is. And already 2nd and 13. This isn't an offense that is known for moving the ball, although they did that in the first drive. This isn't what they want.
No, they can ill afford penalties because their offense has struggled to put points on the board all year long. Only averaging 5 points a ball game.
So 3rd and 18 now from their own 17-yard line. 2nd down, check that. Shotgun is going to roll to the left. It's going to be a short out pattern, looking into the flats. Finds Chris Miller, maybe a 5-yard gain, but he's met by Bader and Hoffman over there on the sideline.
Going to bring up about a 3rd and 8.5, maybe closer to 9, Steve.
You're right. I thought he got more yardage than that, but he looks like he must have stepped out of bounds. I thought he had walked up the sideline a little bit further, but the officials say no.
And I thought we had pretty good coverage that time, too.
Trips to the right for Van Wert. Nobody flanked left. Flare pass. This one goes to Lloyd. He gets some running room across the 35 to the 40. Missed tackles, escorted out of bounds at the 50-yard line, or near the 50-yard line.
Just a little swing pass that time to the running back, and he picked up the first down out to about the 47-yard line of the Celina Bulldogs.
So it would be first down.
First down.
At the 47-yard line of Van Wert. From the gun again goes Williams. Handoff this time. First handoff. Goes to Williams. He's getting across the 50. We've got a flag on the play I'm not sure what we have, but it's thrown by the back judge. So we'll try again.
See what the penalty's going to be here. Going to be holding on Van Wert, Steve. So
going to back him up again, and they make progress. They have good plays, but boy, and that one came in right at the end of the play. It was unnecessary.
Nice individual effort that time by Van Wert, but now they're going to be looking at 1st and 20, close to 20. Yeah.
It's going to be first and about 17-yard line, 17 yards.
Ball's at the 40. 3 receivers to the left.
From the gun again, go the Cougars. Calls for the ball. He'll roll to the left, getting pressure from Giesecke, and he has to throw it away. Check that. That wasn't Giesecke. That was Andy Garwood putting the pressure on Tyler Williams that time. Was meeting him in the backfield. He was going to have him if he didn't get rid of it.
Yeah, nice job that time by Garwood. This defense, Steve, is still relatively young. I'll tell you that right now. You got Hammonds and Nowles up front as seniors.
But they've really come together in the last 2 or 3 games. Would you agree?
Snyder on the edge is a senior, and Sutter on one of the defensive ends is a senior. Rest are juniors and sophomores.
Ball snapped. It's going to be a keeper. No, it's pitched out left. This one goes to Lloyd, and he's going to be met in the backfield at the 35-yard line and pushed back. That play looked bad right from the get-go. Celina had it covered.
Little option attack to the left that time, and Celina knew what was coming. Another loss for Van Wert. Now they're looking at 3rd and 20, I believe.
Celina, Jared Rolfus thinks that his defense is very quick sideline to sideline. His goal is to stretch offenses out and force them to the outside, and he feels like he can pursue them. Van Wert falling right into exactly what Celina wants them to do.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's Celina's strength. They're not particularly big, but they beat you with quickness.
Right up the middle comes Giesecke. He gets eluded. Here comes Tyler Williams. He has to tuck it and run. He's at the 40, the 44-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and it's going to be Kyle Snyder who stops him before he even gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Great pursuit by Giesecke. Had the middle blitz coming on that one, JJ.
Yeah, nice job that time by the Celina defense. Van Wert's going to be forced to punt from the 44-yard line. The punter is going to be back at the 32-yard line. Celina's going to get relatively good field position, Steve, I would imagine.
Getting ready to punt, Luke Stevens. The ball is away. Bader wants it. He's going to take it and run with it at the 25. Gets a little bit of running room. Gets a good block. He's up the sideline to the 40, the 45, across midfield to the next 40-yard line. He's got plenty of room. One man to beat. Bader gets to the 20. He's at the 10, the 5, and it is a touchdown. What did they call back here? Did they call him out of bounds?
I think they did. About the 38-yard line. Nice return by the junior, Braylon Bader. He electrified the crowd, but it's going to be brought back to about the 38, but Celina's going to have great field position.
Well, it's the 38 of Van Wert, so he went all the way from there, his own 25 to Van Wert's 38-yard line, so great run up the far sideline, just made a step out of bounds. So to work go the Bulldogs. 38 yards to go to Pater. Pistol formation. Bilger calls for it. Hand off to Hembry. He'll try right over Busher. Nowhere to go, maybe a yard.
I have a good call by Coach Rolfus trying to establish the rushing game. Here comes Bader back in the game. Coach Rolfus gave him a break after that long run on the punt return.
So at the 3:30 mark now in the first quarter, Bulldogs leading 7-0. Operating on 2nd and 8. Handoff again, Hembry, right side. He gets across the 35, fights forward and falls forward, and that falling forward got him an extra yard and a half.
Nice job individually that time by Zach Hembry, the outstanding senior running back for the Celina Bulldogs. Came into tonight's game with 554 yards rushing. He's averaging 5.1 yards per carry on the season. And that's a good weapon to have right there.
Twins left, twins right. Bilger claps his hands. Straight back he goes. He's looking for Mason Ross. Not there. It's going to be intercepted in the end zone by Van Wert. He's going to bring it out. He wants to run it. He gets to the 10. Back to the 15, the 20, 25, 30. He's going to be tackled on the far sideline over in Celina territory. But He gets to the 34, just a little bit overthrown. It was very good coverage looking for Mason Ross.
Yeah, looking for Mason Ross. He had double coverage on him. I think Braden Bilger made a bad decision that time, and he hasn't made many of them this year. That's only his third interception thrown on the season. 17 touchdowns, three interceptions. That's a pretty good ratio.
That's right. He had 303 yards last week throwing. That's his first interception tonight. First one in at least a couple games here. You're right. So to work go Van Wert. Tight ends and trips left side. In motion. It's going to be a handoff. It's going to try right side. Going to be brought down by Kirk and Skylar McCarter. Going to be tackled at the 34. So
Celina
maybe a gain of 1.
Really doing a nice job defending the sweep, the quick toss, and the sweep that Van Wert likes to run. And again, very little running room that time.
Sideline to sideline. That's what Celina defense wants to do to him. 2nd down and 9 from the 34. Just over 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. From the gun goes Williams. Handoff to Lloyd. He's going to try right side. He's going to be brought back down in the backfield. He's going to be back at the original line of scrimmage. Now check that. He's going to be 1 yard short, but he loses a little bit of space on that.
The safety, came up and made that tackle. So you can tell how the Celina defense pursues, because that, again, was a sweep, and Hinders playing safety. Celina's defense just strung it out. Here came Hinders on a great pursuit angle. Great individual tackle in the open field.
So Van Wert, who opened up with some passing plays and was successful, now looking to the ground right now, and they're facing 3rd and 9 from their own 34. In motion goes Van Wert. He'll roll right. He's going to tuck it and run. He's got some running room. Gets across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Not going to be enough for the first down. Going to be about 4 yards short. We'll see what Van Wert decides to do. I'm assuming they'll punt.
I would assume they'd have to. You're right. And again, the junior, Braylon Bader, back in coverage with Jack Hinders.
Standing at their own 30-yard line to receive. Luke Stevens going to punt for Van Wert. Right-footed kicker gets it high in the air. Celina's going to let it bounce. It bounces at the 39-yard line, and Van Wert goes ahead and downs it. I think they'd have probably gotten a pretty good bounce if they'd have let it go.
Should have let that one bounce. That's right, Steve.
So with 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Celina will get their 3rd possession. Check that, 4th possession, leading 7-0. They'll take over at the 38. Pistol formation. Hembry behind Bilger. They look to the sideline, trying to get some last-minute instructions from Rolfus. Twins left, twins right. Now Hembry joins Bilger on the side. Hands off to Hembry. Going to try up the middle. Not there. Gets back to the original.
Van Wert defense playing strong so far tonight, Steve.
Making the tackle for Van Wert, Taryn Contreras, a 5'8", 265-pound senior.
Well, you said they had good size, and they are a physical football team.
2nd and 10. Moriarty, Loudon Lamont, left side. Claps his hands, goes straight back. He's going to have to scramble. He's going to have to get away, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Great pursuit by Van Wert. That's going to be Logan Ray, who gets past the Celina offensive lineman to make the tackle. Great individual effort by Ray.
Yeah, that's the end of the first quarter, Steve, with Celina leading 7-0.
So we're going to go ahead and take a break here. Each team going to talk to their respective coaches, and we'll be right back with you on your sports leader, facing 3rd and 19. The home team winning 7-0. Your sports leader, WCSM.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. At highway speeds, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop the texts, stop the wrecks.
There he goes, gets to the 40, the 45, finds lots of running room, reaches into the field, open field at 30, the 25, one man to beat from behind, gets him, gets to the goal line, touchdown Bulldogs. So just a quick pitch and catch.
Middle screen, I believe Bilger hits Hembry from the 29-yard line, so 71 yards.
So in 13 seconds into the second quarter, the Bulldogs go up 13-0 on just an over-the-top screen from Bilger to Zach Hembry.
What a way to start the second quarter, Steve.
And Hembry did some great footwork.
Yes, he did.
For about 25 yards, weaving his way through traffic.
Yeah, nice job by Bilger and having the patience, let the play develop, and then Hembry with a nice catch, and then had a couple nice blocks, and the rest he did it on his own.
So Hinders will go ahead and hold for Bader. Calls for the ball. It's down. It's up. And the kick is good. So that extends the Celina lead to 14-0 at the 11:47 mark in the second quarter. We'll be right back on your sports leader, WCSM. Steve Harris, Jeff Joan-Hydas entering the second quarter right now, where the Bulldogs just go ahead and tack on another touchdown, JJ, to go up by a score of 14-0.
Well, first play of the second quarter, Steve, from the 29, the last play of the first quarter, they sacked Bilger, so Celina was looking at 3rd and 19, and Bilger hits Hembry on a middle screen. Bilger, I thought, had tremendous patience in letting the play develop, and then Hembry had a couple key blocks, and he went the rest of the way. Nice job of zigging and zagging. Point after touchdown, good. So, the Dogs go 62 yards in only 3 plays. They're a quick strike offense, and that's what Jared Rolfus wants to see.
And that's a play that worked well in the first quarter, too. They got some good yardage, got themselves into red zone territory. So getting ready to kick off, it's going to be Bader. It's going to be a squib kick again. It's going to go up to the 35-yard line. It's going to be handled and brought out to the 40, the 45, across midfield by Van Wert. I think they were looking for an onside, but I think Bader just switched it up on him, kicked it into the secondary to the second man up.
They tried to surprise Van Wert. Van Wert did a nice job of getting a good bounce, and now they've got the ball at midfield.
And it is exactly at midfield where Van Wert will take over. Junior quarterback Tyler Williams from the gun. In motion goes Van Wert. Going to look straight back and go far sideline. He's got a man if he wants him, but he can't catch up to him with the ball. Drops it at the 20-yard line. Just a little bit overthrown on that.
A little bit overthrown. Nice thrown pass. Good route. Just a fly pattern down the right sideline. Just a little bit over receiver's hands. 2nd and 10 now for the Van Wert Cougars.
And those are plays that if Van Wert wants to be competitive in this ball game, they're going to have to make those plays.
No question about that.
Because he was open over there, and that sideline had his defender beat by about 2 or 3 yards. So Twins left. Calls for the ball. It's going to be a quick pitch to the left. Here comes Lloyd. He's going to try left side. Gets across midfield to the 49 before Giesecke says hello.
Quinn Giesecke, the junior linebacker, he's only 5'9", 185. He's had a tremendous year. I think he's 2nd on the team in tackles, if I'm not mistaken, Steve.
53 tackles right now. JJ now 54, if he hasn't made any before this quarter.
I think he's had an outstanding year. And he's another junior. And you got Hoffman out there, it's a sophomore. You got Hinders a junior, Bader's a junior, Kirk, who's a sophomore. So you got some guys that are going to be back next year, too.
Giesecke had 15 tackles last week versus St. Mary's. From the gun again. Looks over the middle. Nobody there. Great coverage by Bader and joined by Snyder. Had him bookended. There was no way Van Wert was going to catch that.
Now it'll be an interesting call for first-year head coach Keith Recker at midfield. It looks like he's going to send the punt team in.
Looks like you're right. And back to kick this one would be Logan Ray, the 6'6", 210-pound senior. Back to receive at their own 19. Hinders and Bader. Good snap. Ball is away. Got pressure from Adams, but it is away. Ball's going to bounce. The line's going to let it bounce. gets a Van Wert roll from the 20 to the 18, and they knock it dead there. So at the 10:33 mark, with Celina leading 14-0, Bilger and company will take over.
82 yards away from pay dirt. Let's see what Coach Rolfus dials up in this explosive offense.
Far side, Moriarty and Loudon Lamont. Near side, Colin Byer, joined by Mason Ross in the slot. Shotgun, handoff to Hembry. Doesn't find much to go, gets maybe to the 19-yard line, a gain of 1.
Now, Celina's trying to establish the rushing game. I'll tell you, Van Wert, very physical up front. They've done a nice job of containing Hembry on the run tonight.
They have, and Celina trying to spread the field and open things up in the middle for Hembry. So 2nd and 8 now from the 20. Actually, the 19. It's going to be a fake handoff. Going to throw right side. Finds Colin Byer. Gets a little bit of room. Gets across 25-yard line, maybe to the 26. A pickup of about 7.
Little spot screen. Mason Ross doing a nice job of blocking for Byer. Byer doing a nice job of zigging, zagging, picking up some yards there. Going to give Celina about a 3rd and 3 here.
Looking to the sideline to Coach Rolfus. Bulldogs go right into their set. Busher over center. Trips right side. Bilger, plenty of time. Gets flushed out of the pocket, though, now. Finds Mason Ross cutting across the 30-yard line. Gets a first down, and he's brought down. Great job by Mason Ross coming to the ball, finding his way across the field and helping out Bilger.
Yeah, a great job by Bilger with the patience to avoid that rush. It was coming from behind. He was rolling to his left, and he had Van Wert Cougars right on him when he made the toss. And Ross with a nice route and came back to the ball. Steve, you're absolutely correct. Big first down for the Dogs.
Bader, Lamont, Hembry in the backfield. It's going to be handoff. It's going to be a flea flicker. Double reverse, looking long. Loudon Lamont's open. It's going to be a pass right to him. No, and it's broken up. Van Wert had time to get back on. It looks like that play just developed a little too slow.
And they had him wide open, but it was too slow getting the ball back to Bilger. By that time, he had to put a lot of air under the ball, and Van Wert had a chance to knock it down.
Across the 50-yard line, he had him wide open, but as the play developed and that play took some time, it was a double reverse flea flicker.
Yeah, they scored on that against St. Mary's.
They absolutely did. That one had gone to Bader.
Yep.
So trips near side. Back to pass. Looking for Bader in the flats. Can't find him. He goes far side. Just pitches it to Hembry. It's going to be a 4-yard gain. A little bit of a Brett Favre push on that one where he just flips the ball to Hembry.
Well, that's a senior quarterback right there, understanding that he just makes a little toss. He's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards. That's exactly what he did. So instead of taking a sack, Bilger tosses it to Hembry for about 3 or 4 yard pickup.
Moriarty and Bader far side. Trips right side. Empty backfield. Looking for Ross. Ross gets it. Gets across midfield. Gets to the 46-yard line. And Ross finds himself just sitting down in that zone coverage and just waits patiently. Bilger gets him a strike.
Yeah, he's really come into his own. Mason Ross didn't play his sophomore year, I believe. No, he didn't play his freshman year. And he's really coming into his own now.
Empty backfield again. Quick work goes Bilger. Gets it off to Moriarty. Caught and brought down at the 39-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and short.
So Andrew Moriarty, a very dependable receiver, Steve. You know, when the ball's catchable, he's going to catch it, and he normally gets some yards after the catch also.
That's what Coach Rolfus wants out of his seniors. Still working empty backfield, looking for that jailbreak screen. Can't find it, but Hinders gets the ball, but he has to dive for it to catch it. A lot of room to run if he'd have been able to keep his feet.
Run. You'll see that play again tonight because that was going to go.
We've got a flag down over on the far side at the 33-yard line. We'll see what this is about.
Bilger's telling Coach Rolfus just on Van Wert. Now, I'm interested in what this call is going to be.
Referee going to let us know right now.
Holding.
And it will be
defensive
against
holding.
Van Wert, says Gary Leatherman.
First down.
And it's a big one. Tacks it up Tacks it off, and the ball's going to be now marked at the 23-yard line of Van Wert. So automatic first down. The clock starts. Hinders checks out. Far sideline got Mason and Loudon Lamont. Near sideline, Byers. Handoff's going to go to Henry. No, Bilger decides to keep it. Cuts up the middle. Runs up the middle. Left side now works. He's going to find his way to the end zone. Got a flag down at the 14. I think that one's coming back.
That is coming back. What a nice job of senior quarterback Braden Bilger that time with a fake to Henry. Saw the seam, took it up, cut across the field to the left, and really did a nice job. But it's a hold on Celina.
That flag was thrown right at the first down marker. So they're going to mark that off 10 yards from the point of the foul. And I think it's going to bring up, well, it's going to back him up. Going to continue to be first and 11.
Down and about 11 now, huh?
So now the ball placed at the 24. Twins left and right. In motion comes Bader. Fakes the handoff. Gives it to Hembry. Caught right in the backfield. Brought down for a 1-yard loss is Hembry.
Now they thought they'd fool Van Wert by sending Bader in motion, faking the handoff to him, and then Hembry back on the counter. And Van Wert was right there to stop it. So it's second and about 11 or 12.
That's what they're calling it. Second and 12 from the 25. Celina not able to get that running game going so far.
They really haven't. They've struggled with the run.
So Colin Byer near side. Rolls towards Colin Byer. Comes Bilger. Looks to the end zone. Gets it off to Mason Ross. He gets it at the 12, and he's going to be escorted out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Bilger just takes the underman, makes good yardage.
Yeah, nice job that time by Bilger again with the patience.
We've got a flag on the out of bounds. Looks like there might be some.
I think a late hit there, Steve.
Little chippy out there as Van Wert pushes Mason Ross out of bounds. So that's going to be half the distance toward the goal. And they're marking it now at the 5. So first and goal for the Bulldogs from the 5. Split wide left is Bader. Colin Byer right. Those are the only two wideouts. Pistol formation. Going to fake the handoff to Hembry, and it's going to be blown dead right away. I think we've got movement on the line.
I believe so, too.
So you get a few yards, and you give a few yards back. And that will be against Celina.
And the ball will be placed about the 10-yard line.
So 6:55 left to play in the first half. The Bulldogs up by a score of 14-0 and threatening again. Bulldogs looking to the sideline, not ready to snap yet. The play clock gets down to 10. Bilger takes his time, looks around, claps for the ball. He looks left, looking for Bader. No, he gets scrambled, pushed out of the pocket. Looking for Bader now, finds him again near the end zone, gets it, touchdown!
Nice.
Touchdown, Bulldogs. Bilger was looking for Bader initially, got flushed out of the pocket, ended up rolling to the left. Bader just joins him on the rollout and finds him for a second time.
Great communication between those two, Steve. You can tell that.
You knew what they were going to do. You could see it developing from up here.
Bilger threw that ball in a spot that only Bader could catch it. It couldn't be intercepted. And, Bilger right on the money that time. Bader with an outstanding catch.
So Hinders spots the ball in the extra point. Kick is up and away, and it's into the pine trees, and it is good. Now the score 21-0. Celina over Van Wert. We'll take a break at the 6:47 mark on your sports leader, WCSM.
Scores when they happen? Visit twitter.com/Celina6 to see finals when they happen.
Peter changes his route and communicated with Bilger, put his hand out where he wanted it, and Bilger threw it in the end zone. Touchdown, point after good, 21-0 Celina.
Vogel gets his foot into it. It's received at the 15-yard line. Going to come right up the middle, find some room, gets across the 30 to the 34-yard line, and he's met by, it's going to be Andy Garwood. Andy Garwood Jr. had 37 tackles coming into the night.
He's another junior. You're right, Steve. He'll be back next year. Nice kid, really nice kid to coach. Outstanding wrestler for Celina also. So Van Wert's going to take over on the 34-yard line.
So the Bulldog defense trying to get a stop here. Van Wert goes into their offense. Twins left side. Shotgun formation. In motion goes Chris Miller. It's going to be a quick pitch to the left. He gets turned around. It's not a good pitch, and he's going to be chased down by Sutter and brought down right at the original line of scrimmage.
Kind of a little option attack that time, Steve, and that's about the fourth or fifth time Van Wert's run it tonight, and they have not had any success whatsoever.
Bulldogs string that one out. Nowhere to go for Tyler Williams up the middle, forced to kick it out. It wasn't a good pitch.
No.
Turned the running back around. Certainly gave Tony Sutter time to close. Second and 10 from the 34. Van Wert Cougars go in motion. They hand it off to Lloyd. Lloyd will try up the middle, but he's only going to find about 2 yards. Getting up from the pile is Mitch Hammond and Giesecke, joined by Naus.
Yeah, nice job of closing down that little bit of a hole there to start, Steve, and then Celina closed it down very quickly. So Van Wert's looking at 3rd and 8.
Middle of that defensive line for Celina, you have Jalen Naus, just probably one of the strongest kids on the team. And then right next to him, Mitch Hammond, who goes 235, 6'4". Here they come, 3rd and 8, rolling out. Van Wert, he's going to be chased and brought down by Adam Green from behind. And he's brought down at the 29-yard line, and he's hurting a little bit getting up. Not Green, but Williams.
And a nice job, backside pressure, and got the quarterback sacked. Van Wert forced to punt again. Hinders and Bader back to receive the punt for Celina.
And getting a McDonald's sack, JJ, we got to give one of those away.
Sack of hamburgers.
That's right. This one goes to Tammy Barger. Congratulations to Tammy. So it's punted. Hinders gets it. He'll try right up the middle, gets some running room, and gets good 10, 12 yards as he kind of weaves his way through. He's a willowy kind of guy and a tough one to bring down. Finally brought down at the 39. Again, congratulations to Tammy Barger. Gets a sack of hamburgers from McDonald's.
So the high explosive offense of the Celina Bulldogs back on the field with great field position at the 39, almost 40-yard line.
Looking to tack on from their 21-0 mark. Screen pass outside to Vogel. Vogel finds room. It's going to come back, though. We've got lots of flags on the field, and I think it was a major holding penalty.
Little bubble screen that time, and the officials call holding on the wide receiver that was blocking for Vogel. I think that was Colin Byer. That's a tough call for the officials. Celina does that quite a bit, Steve, on the bubble, the spot screens out there. They rely on their wide receivers to do a lot of blocking. And lately they've been getting called for a lot of holding.
They sure have. An equal amount of. So both the referee and the line judge pick up their hankies and move the Bulldogs back. Ball's going to be placed at the 29-yard line of Celina. It'll be 1st and 21. So empty backfield, it looks like, for the Bulldogs. Trips left, looks to the left. Bubble screen again. This one goes to Bader. Bader gets across the 35, finds room up to the 38-yard line, and he's going to be brought down by Van Wert, Nick Wolford. And Nick Wolford is a fine linebacker for Van Wert. We haven't mentioned his name yet tonight.
Yeah, he's probably their best defender. You're right, Steve. Now Celina looking at 2nd and about 12 here.
So trying to make up some of that yardage, still in their own side of the field. Hinders in the slot near side, looking for that bubble screen. No, they fake it. Flushed out of the pocket is Bilger. He's got plenty of time, fakes the pass, and tries to get the room on it, run on his own. Runs out of bounds, just about a yard or two shy of that first down marker.
A nice job by the senior quarterback. He looked over 3 or 4 receivers and knew when the one Hinders was coming across the middle, I think he might have been open for a second, but Bilger picks up about 6 yards, 7 yards, and sliding out 3rd and 4.
Pistol formation again. They look to the sideline, over to Coach Rolfus. Claps for the ball. It's going to be handed off to Hembry. He'll go straight up the gut, gets to the 50-yard line, and that's going to be enough to move the chains.
Finally got the running game going a little bit there. Steve Hembry with about a 5-yard pickup. Ball's right at midfield.
Checking out is Zach Hembry. Checking in is Jack Hinders.
Celina with 5 wideouts now. Bilger in the backfield all by himself.
The officials over top of the ball right now, pushing Celina back. I think they want to get a measurement, JJ. They do call for the chains. I think he's got it. And sure enough, it is a first down by a good football and a half. So it will be 1st and 10. Ball's going to be marked right at the 50-yard line. 3 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first half. Bulldogs up 21-0 and looking to add to it. Empty backfield. Trips right. Twins left. Quick pass goes to Vogel. He's going to be brought down and met at the 47-yard line. Clock's going to continue to run, maybe a gain of 4.
Nice quick hit, a little slant to Cody Vogel, the sure-handed junior wide receiver for the Celina Bulldogs.
They'll mark it just short of the 46, so it's actually a gain of about 3.5. Clock continues to run. Bulldogs taking their time right now. They do have plenty of time, especially given this quick strike offense.
Yeah, no question about that.
Rolling to the left goes Bilger, getting blocking from Hembry. Bilger fakes the pass, tries to duck under somebody and gets some running room and cuts across midfield. Gets to the 40, to the 36, and will pick up a first down on a lot of good single effort by him.
Good athleticism right there by the 6'2 senior signal caller, Braden Bilger.
And he's not known for being elusive, but he looked elusive on that one.
He's really a fine athlete. He's deceptively quick.
1st and 10. Fakes the handoff. Goes to Moriarty. Moriarty couldn't handle the pass. I think he was thinking run before he tucked it away.
Yeah, another little bubble screen over there, and I think Andrew might have been running before he caught the ball. That's he's very dependable. He's really an outstanding wide receiver. 2nd and 10. My bad, Steve.
No worries. Stephen Chittum checks into the ball game. Far side, joined by Bader in the slot. Near side, it's Vogel. Colin Byer. Over the middle, he goes to Hembry. It's going to be tipped. It looks like it went off a helmet at the line of scrimmage. Couldn't tell if that was Celina or Van Wert, but the ball falls harmlessly to the ground.
And now it's going to be 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 9 for Celina.
And they were looking for that screen pass, just what they did the first score, or the second score for Celina. Just couldn't get the ball to him. 2:35, rolling to the right, comes Bilger. Looks downfield. He's got Vogel at the 22, brought down right at the 22. For a first down, the clock will stop until they move the chains.
Again, nice job by the line, giving the senior quarterback time. Bilger rolling to his right, took his time, found Vogel. First down for Celina, 2:27 remaining in the half.
Trips to the left, Twins right, empty backfield. Straight back, looking left side. He'll roll out of the pocket to the left. Thinks he's going to tuck it and run. He does. Just runs out of bounds in a really smart move, smart run by the senior to stop the clock at the 2:06 mark.
Again, nice job by the offensive line to allow Bilger that much time, because he looked at 5 different receivers, Steve, and none of them were open. So he just nonchalantly went out of bounds and stopped the clock, picked up about 2 yards.
This will be 2nd and 8 from the 21. Hembry back into the ball game in the backfield with Bilger. Handoff to Hembry. Left side, right side. He's going to be met, but he's going to fight his way forward. He'll be brought down at the 18, maybe a pickup of 3.
Not much. Again, Van Wert defending the run very well. Clock is running at 1:50 before the halftime break.
Bulldogs have all of their timeouts, as does Van Wert. Be 3rd and 4 from the 17. Chittum and Bader to the left. Goes to the right. Finds Colin Byer. Colin Byer works his way to the sideline and out of bounds.
Another flag, Steve.
Another
flag. It's going
flag.
to be holding on a wide receiver.
That had to be on Vogel.
Little spot screen. And they're going to say the Celina wide receiver blocking was holding.
Vogel trying to avoid eye contact with Coach Rolfus over there on the sideline. But nonetheless, they're going to get backed up to the 25. So remain 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and 12 now. Working from the 25. Hembry on Bilger's left side. Van Wert showing outside blitz, but they back off right now. Hembry switches sides of Bilger, now to the right. Ball snapped. Here comes the outside blitz. Bubble screen, jailbreak, goes to Colin Byer. He's going to go up the middle to the 5. Touchdown, Bulldogs, executed perfectly. Celina goes up 27-0 at the 121 mark.
Nice job on the jailbreak, Bilger to Byer.
JJ, I think they read that play that I think Van Wert showed their hand on that outside blitz, and it opened up that jailbreak screen for Celina.
I believe you're right.
So Bader will go ahead and try to tack onto that. Hinders will hold once again. Ball is snapped, it's down, it's blocked. Looked like Bader just couldn't get his foot underneath that to lift that one up. So the score will remain 27-0 at the 121 mark. Bulldogs lead on your sports leader, WCSM. Celina Stadium, where the Bulldogs starting to extend their lead and starting to get on track. 1:21 left in the first half. Celina leading 27-0 over visiting Van Wert. Van Wert unable to get anything going offensively. Celina in the second quarter really starting to flex their muscles and show their offensive prowess. Bulldogs getting ready to kick off. Vogel will do the honors. Official gives permission for Vogel. And away we go. Ball's up in the air. It's high. It's going to be received at the 17-yard line by Van Wert. Now pursues. Couldn't reach him. Here comes Snyder, Giesecke, and Hammond over there to help close things off. Garwood coming in from behind on the tackle. So now with 1 minute and 13 seconds left in the first half, Van Wert going to try to put something on the board just to try to get some momentum, JJ.
Yeah, they need some momentum. But, you can tell this team, these kids fight hard. They play hard, but boy, oh boy, they're having a tough year. Winless last year, I believe, weren't they?
Yes, they were. 0-10 on the season.
So now they're, 0-5 coming into this ball game. They're mentally, that's tough.
They're just going to go ahead and hand off, see what they can get. No room up the middle. Nouse and Adams and Sutter say no way. Clock will continue to tick under 1 minute. I think Van Wert might be content to try to let this one go. I think Celina wants the ball back.
Yep.
So they're calling a timeout.
Yep.
So Celina now with 2 timeouts left, 1 minute left on the first half clock. JJ, they want to get a couple stops and see if they can.
They want to put another 7 on the board if they can.
They sure do. Force a punt, maybe get one extra play. So the Bulldogs now meeting out at midfield. Really starting to extend themselves, and offense really starting to click now in the second quarter. I think they've got it under control.
Yeah, they have done a nice job in the second quarter offensively of nice possessions. That last scoring drive was 11 plays, covered 61 yards, and of course a lot of big plays in there, led by the senior 3-year starter at quarterback, Braden Bilger. He's had an outstanding night so far.
Just showing great patience back there in the pocket, making good decisions. Had the interception earlier in the first quarter, but he's settled down since then, and he's really finding his rhythm.
Yeah, no question. He's got 4 TD passes already, and, of course, he had 6 last Friday night against St. Mary's.
Had 16 touchdowns coming into tonight, so now he's got 20 on the season and 3 interceptions. So once again, he's having just a fantastic night. Van Wert takes the field again. Over center they go. In motion they go. Straight back to pass goes Williams. He's looking far side. Kirk is defending. Oh, great defense by Kirk. And nobody was going to get that except Kirk.
Nice job by the sophomore, Sean Kirk, playing cornerback out there on an island all by himself. And Van Wert tried to pick on the youngster, and he did a great job.
Be 3rd and 10, and the good thing for Celina, if you're following the green and white, it stops the clock. They don't have to use a timeout.
Right, exactly right.
So they had reset the clock to 1 minute and 5 before that previous play. So now the clock is at 59 seconds. It'll be 3rd and 10 from Van Wert's own 34. Ball snapped, getting pressure in the backfield. Giesecke pursues, brought down at the 36-yard line, and I think Celina is going to want another timeout. So the Celina defense stands strong, and it's going to give the offense a chance to get back at it.
Yeah, no question about that. Good pursuit that time.
At the 51-second mark left in the first half, Celina will get the ball back as Van Wert goes to punt.
Once again, a great job by the Celina defense in pursuit. Van Wert just with a little swing pass to the right. No chance. 4th down and about 7 for Van Wert.
So with that, Celina calls a timeout. So that does take them down to 1 timeout left in the first half. JJ, what are they talking about right now? Are they setting up a block?
I would think they're going to go after. You know, Steve, one thing I've noticed so far is Van Wert's long snapper is not real quick on the trigger. And I think Celina probably could get a block. But the other thing you have to factor in, they might be setting up the return for Bader because he's an explosive athlete. We've seen that already tonight.
Well, Bader's going to be the only one back to receive. Hinders, who is usually back with Bader, joins the front line.
I think they're going after him.
Here comes the pressure. You can bet on it. So the ball snapped. It's a high one. Here comes the pressure. It's away. It's not a good one. It's going to not even land in Celina territory and takes a Celina roll almost back to the 37-yard line to the 38. JJ, that is only a 1-yard punt.
Wow. That backfired on Van Wert, but a good pressure by Celina. And that ball just went up in the air. And the Dogs now have a chance from the 39-yard line.
With 42 seconds left in the first half. So that timeout, the Bulldogs, even though they didn't block it, got really exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, they did. They certainly did. Now they've got great field position and enough time. They're going to try to tack on another 6.
Hembry in the backfield with Bilger. Byer, Mason Ross over the middle. Looks to the far sideline. It's got it to Lamont. Lamont tries to fight to get out of bounds. I think he does as they stop the clock, but it's a gain of 3.
Well, he worked hard to get out of bounds. You're right.
So now 35 seconds left in the first half. 2nd and 6. Not so much the downs that matter. It's the clock that's working against him. Back to pass goes Bilger. He'll step up in the pocket. Gets it off to Moriarty. He hugs the sideline and goes right out of bounds, but it's enough for the first down. Good job by Moriarty finding his feet on the sideline.
Nice job by Bilger. And then Moriarty, the sure-handed senior, got out of bounds, picked up a big first down for the Dogs. They're down to the 24-yard line.
Twins left, Twins right. Bilger claps for the ball. Straight back he goes. Gets it off to Hembry over the middle. Nothing that time on a play that had worked a couple times earlier. He's met immediately and brought down at the 23. The clock continues to run.
Jared Rolfes calls timeout.
He calls timeout. So 20 seconds left. The ball is marked at the 23, let's call it. It's 2nd down and 10, but JJ, that doesn't matter. What are they going to look to do right now?
Well, I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try to, get the ball in the middle of the field, pick up another 5, 6 to 10 yards, and give Bader a chance to knock 3 on the board if they have to. see the long snapper over for Celina. The snapper's working over there on the sideline. But, that time they went with the running back over the middle again, and Van Wert had nothing to do with it. That's a play that's been very successful for Celina on 3 different occasions tonight. One was a 71-yard pass from Bilger to Hembry, which was simply a middle screen. And now Jared Rolfe's got a lot of options here. 2nd and 8, like you said, the down and distance does not matter one bit. It is a matter of fact that the clock is now what they've got to watch. And Celina's out of timeouts, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are. But I think this score, whether they get 6 or 3 out of it, what it does is when you score going into close out the first half, the way they got the ball back, it really demoralizes your opponent.
And Celina gets the ball first in the second half also.
So Braden Bilger having himself a night once again. Pistol formation. Hembry will go out of the backfield. Bilger will roll to the left. Gets the ball off looking for Moriarty. Bilger just throws it out of bounds to live another down.
Yeah, nice job. I think that's a smart play by the senior. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9. But again, that doesn't matter. They just want to move the chains quick and get a chance to get a field goal or put 6 in the end zone.
So what would you say Braden Bilger's range is?
I think he needs another 10 yards to be, I think around the 15 they would take a look at it.
Twins left, Twins right. Mason Ross in the slot, Bader in the slot. Straight back, Bilger steps up in the pocket, getting a rush. He's going to be brought down in the backfield at the 30-yard line. No timeouts left, and I think that's the way it's going to end because the Bulldogs can't stop the clock. But nonetheless, they were able to strike and put 27 points up on the board in the first half. Van Wert unable to put any. So we go to halftime now with the hometown Celina Bulldogs up by a score of 27-0. We'll be right back with some numbers on your sports leader, WCSM.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Coach's show. Elida has not yet played the meat of their schedule. They're just getting into it. And OG down at Elida, that'll be a game. There's no question. Elida's defense, they're the best in the league by far so far. And I think they were probably predicted to be the best defense. But offensively, they're young. They haven't been really tested yet. OG will test them.
Well, in Ottawa Glandorf at 4-0, 5-0 overall. Elida the same. Both of them ranked number 5 in their respective divisions. Elida in Division 3 and Ottawa Glandorf in Division 4. Shawnee is going to be traveling to Celina next week to round out the Western Buckeye League play. The teams are back out onto the field and getting warmed up. We are a couple minutes away from kickoff. We are going to take a break, and we'll be right back on your sports leader, WCSM. Back here at Celina Stadium, Steve Harris bringing you play-by-play. Jeff Junheit sitting to my left as the clock ticks down and the teams take the field. Celina will receive to start the second half, and they will defend the west goal. Van Wert breaks huddle on the sideline and trot out onto the field for the kickoff in the start of the second half. JJ, is Celina going to slow this thing down and try to run out the clock, or are you going to see more of the same?
No, I think they're going to play for another quarter. I think they'll keep the foot on the gas pedal, so to speak, and then try to get a lot of youngsters in.
Then you and I will start scrambling for names.
Yeah, names and numbers.
So the whistle blows. It's going to be big Taryn Contreras, the 267-pounder, who rolls it up to the 23-yard line, taken by Bader up the middle. Check that, hinders. He gets off a tackle and gets across the 35 to the 38, and he'll be forced out of bounds on the far sideline.
Nice pickup by Jack Hinders, the pesky little junior.
That's a great way to describe him. He is absolutely pesky.
You ought to coach the guy. He's great. So Celina's going to take over on the 37, Steve.
That's what they'll do. Pistol formation. Bilger claps for the ball. Looks to the right. Looking for Colin Byer. Gets to the first down marker, and he's out of bounds. No, they're going to keep the clock running, but it's going to move the chains.
Nice job that time by Byer. Excellent route, and Bilger with a real good throw. Moved the chains for Celina. Another first down.
Celina on their own 47. Back into action they go. Twins left and right. Bilger straight back. Steps up. Pitches it to Hembry. He'll try to fight for yards across the 50 to the 48. Enough to pick up 4.
Not a bad job on first down, getting 4 yards. Bilger looked at the secondary receiver and found Hembry coming out of the backfield.
Bader in the slot near side, joined by Moriarty. Looking for Bader. No, it's going to be Moriarty. Gets to the 41, the 40. He's going to be brought down and hauled down at the 35. Moriarty doing a nice job fighting forward.
And the chains move again. Bilger 3 of 3 on the first possession of the second half to 3 different receivers. And that's what I think has made him, I think that's where you can really see the maturation in this young man.
Rolling to the right, getting pressure. Celina picks up the pressure, protects Bilger, gets it off to Colin Byer at the 25, fights to the 20, gets across to the 21, down to the 16, and he'll be brought down. Another first down, a pickup of a 19, JJ.
Well, a good job by the offensive line and by Zach Hembry, picking up a good block from the backside to allow Bilger to roll to the right and find Byer for another first down.
Bulldog offense rolling right now. Busher looks to the sideline. He's shouting out instructions. We got a flag coming down from the back judge. He's going to stop everything. And they're going to call procedure on Matt Busher as he backed off and looked to the sidelines. I think they called him on it.
It was either Busher or Fortcamp, the right guard or right tackle. I'm not sure.
It would be unusual that it would be called on the center. Am I right?
Right. They all turned to look to the sideline to get a change of play, and there must have been some kind of movement. So it's going to bring up a 1st and 15 now from the 21-yard line.
1st and 15. Clock at the 10:20 mark. Bilger gets Hembry in the backfield, gets him set. He'll go straight back. He'll pitch it, screen pass to Hembry, to the 15, cuts up to the 10, across to the 8-yard line and brought down near a first down. We'll see what they decide and where they mark it.
Middle screen worked again, Steve. It's going to be close to a first down. Looks like about a yard short.
Bulldogs wasting no time getting into their offense. It's going to be handoff Hembry right over top of Busher. Now to the right side. Touchdown, Bulldogs. At the 10-minute mark left in the third quarter, Bulldogs now extend their lead by a score of 33-0. On a simple handoff, Hembry does the rest, getting good blocking on the right side of that line.
Good point, Steve. The offensive line opened a nice hole for the senior running back, Zach Hembry, to go 7 yards for another score for the Celina Bulldogs. Bader on to attempt the kick. Celina now leads 33-0. 10 minutes exactly remaining in the third quarter.
Hembry going to give credit to Alex Giesecke and Kevin Lockwood, Matt Busher. Bader going to try to tack it on for 34, and he does. The hold is good. The kick is up and good. So 34-0. The Bulldogs lead at the 10-minute mark in the third quarter. We'll take a break with them. We are your sports leader, WCSM. Back in action, Celina Stadium. Steve Harris, Jeff Johnhidis. Jeff, Bulldogs just continue to rack up that scoreboard. Offense looking strong. Take us through that scoring drive.
You got it, Steve. 63 yards in only 6 plays. The first 5 were all pass completions by the senior quarterback, Braden Bilger, and the last 7 on a Zach Hembry run right up the right side. Good up blocking by the offensive line. Point after touchdown was kicked by Braylon Bader. It's 34-0 Celina.
Bilger looking very efficient on that drive. The kick is away. Vogel gets it off. It's a line drive. Squibber gets across the 30 to the 25 and rolls out of bounds. Celina will be penalized for that one. Van Wert will take over. So we've had a couple onside kicks, and then after that, JJ, the kickoffs tonight, just not looking so hot.
Yeah, that
if you had to criticize, that would be an area to criticize.
That's about the only thing you say right now, because Van Wert gets the ball at the 35-yard line now.
Even the Celina team wearing their own version of pink, whether it be socks or ankle supports or tape wrapped around their shoe, supporting breast cancer as we go into the month of October. It is a pink out here tonight in Celina. Student section wearing all their pink. Under center now. Something different from Tyler Williams. 2 in the backfield. Got a fullback. He's going to roll out to the left. Looks to get it out in the flat. And a great pass breakup by Sean Kirk. And he's going to get called for it, JJ. And I don't know that I agree with it. But nonetheless, the official was right there and I wasn't.
Yeah, but we've got an old official sitting right next to us, old Denny Dyson, in there running the play clock, the 25-second clock, and he said that was definitely pass interference. Kirk had his hand on him before the ball arrived. From our vantage point, I thought the sophomore made a nice jump on that route. But nonetheless, it'll be first down. Van Wert now up at the, let's see where they're going to mark it.
They're going to mark it at the 40. They're going to mark it at the 49. No, check that. The 50-yard line right on the nose. And I think what happened is everybody was watching Sean Kirk's left hand as it swatted the ball away, but it was his right hand that was on his back.
That's what got him. So Van Wert with the first down now at midfield.
So here we go again. It's going to be Tyler Williams under center, fullback, tailback, one flanker out to the left. It's going to be a quick pitch right. Tries to find room up the right side. Sutter meets him in the backfield. Also helped out by Nouse and Mitch Hammond.
Little quick toss that time. A play really Adolphus St. John's has run so successfully for very, very long. And Keith Recker played for Adolphus St. John's, and that's where he got that play. And Celina having nothing to do with that, got him for a little bit of a loss.
So it's going to bring up second. They're calling it 10, but he did back up a foot or two. So still in Van Wert territory, now back in shotgun. Rolling left. Celina pursuing, going to be brought down in the backfield. It's going to be brought down by Brandon Hoffman, the sophomore linebacker, who pursues and makes it count.
And that'll be another sack of hamburgers we got to give away, Steve.
That's exactly right. We got to pick out a name here, JJ. This one. Let's see who we got. This one's going to Scott Yenzer. Scott Yenzer is going to win a sack of burgers here. So we've got Tammy Barger and Scott Yenzer now on the board for a sack of burgers for McDonald's. Congratulations to them. 3rd and 18. Rolling right. Pursuit by Celina. Ball's away. No good. Incomplete. It's a one-hopper to the wide receiver, Chris Miller. And even if he did catch it, JJ, he was still 12 yards short.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get the first down, so Van Wert was going to have to punt anyhow.
So the clock stops. 4th down and 18. Bulldogs will send Bader and Hinders back. They'll stand at the 25-yard line. Good snap. Kick is away. It's an end over end. It's going to take a Van Wert bounce. Bader's going to pick it up on the bounce at the 25. He's going to cut across midfield. Going to get a look for a block from Hammond. Finds his way near the near sideline. He's wrestled out of bounds and thrown rudely out at the 38-yard line.
That was watching that pretty closely. That could have been a flag right there.
Thought so too. It was right underneath us. Bader gets up and trots off the field regardless, uninjured. So fortunate on that one.
Celina's going to have the ball at the 40-yard line. First team offense still in.
They'll send Trips to the right side. Be Loudon Lamont in the slot along with Vogel. Near sideline, it's going to be Chittum. Rolls to the right, looking long, looking for Vogel. He's open. Oh, it's intercepted. Great interception by Van Wert at the 27-yard line. Brings it back on a return and brought down at the 35. JJ, that was a good-looking pass.
Yep.
Vogel thought he was going to have it. Van Wert just made a great effort.
Well, Bilks put a little bit too much air into the ball that time. That's a pass that he would normally complete to Vogel, but he got a little pressure, and the ball kind of might have slipped out of his hand, but a great play by the Van Wert defender, and Van Wert's going to take over at the 36-yard line.
Michael Smelser getting credit for that interception for Van Wert. Bilger throws his 4th interception of the season and his 2nd of the night. But that's not to mask the 4 touchdown passes he's thrown.
Exactly, and that was really a tremendous interception by the Van Wert defender.
So under center will go Williams. It's going to be a halfback option pass. It's going to go back to Williams. And he's going to be brought back in the backfield. Mitch Hammond snuffed that one out right away, and that's going to be a loss of 6.
Yeah, Celina, nice job in recognizing the halfback pass back to the quarterback. They're going to lose about 4 yards, maybe 5.
Clock now ticks to the 7:30 mark, left in the 3rd period. Celina once again up 34-0 over visiting Van Wert. Ball's going to be marked on the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 15. Van Wert offense just struggling since their opening drive where they were able to put some pass plays together, but nothing since then, JJ.
Well, they've struggled all year, Steve. You know, we talked about it in the pregame, only averaging 5 points a ball game, so that tells you something right there. And the halftime statistics really bore it out, too, because, you know, they only had 81 yards at halftime to Celina's 324. Van Wert's going to take a timeout, Steve.
They're going to do that, and we're going to take one with them. With the score at the 7-minute mark, 7:10 mark, score 34-0, Celina leading. We are your sports leader, WCSM. Their spot back on the field. On offense, 2nd and 15 from their own 31. From the gun, Williams. In motion goes Van Wert. Celina showing pressure, and they give pressure. It's Mitch Hammond. He gets a stop. No, shakes loose. Gets to the 34-yard line. Nice job by Caleb Lloyd fighting through that Mitch Hammond hold. He would have been lost in the backfield.
Yeah, I thought we had him in the backfield. He somehow got away and got back to, he picked up about 4 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 11.
So he gets some of it back, not all of it. They'll operate from their 34. Van Wert really slowing things down, being very deliberate, taking a long time in the huddle. What does that tell you right now, JJ?
Well, you know, Keith Recker knows, you know, that they're not going to beat Celina. Their only hope for a win this year probably is St. Mary's. He's not going to tell his kids that, but you know, they're going to take their time. Again, they're going to try to be fundamentally sound and to take baby steps. You got to take baby steps before you run, and that's where they're at. They didn't win a game last year. They haven't won a game yet this year, and, you know, mentally, that's a very tough thing for these group of Van Wert players.
Over center, straight back, looking for the screen pass to the left side. It's no good, incomplete. The ball just didn't get to him, JJ. And it's probably a good thing it is incomplete, or they would have lost another 5 yards.
Exactly right. Celina was right there. Great pursuit again by the Celina defense. It's going to put Van Wert in another punting situation now. It's 4th and 11.
Bader will go back and stand at his own 36. Back to punt for Van Wert is Luke Stevens, the 6'1 senior. Kick is away. There's pressure. They don't get to it. The ball is going to go into the stands over on the Celina sideline, up into the 10th row. And not very good hands up there in the 10th row on that aisle seat. I can't tell who that is. Looks like the Bulldogs are going to get that.
I've never seen that before.
I have not either. But the Bulldogs are going to get that in Van Wert territory. They'll put it down at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, they attempted to block that punt and definitely rattled the Van Wert punter. So Celina with excellent field position.
Chittum, Byer, Vogel, near side. Handoff goes to Hembry. Nowhere to go, might pick up a yard, but Van Wert's been defending that run all night long. Led on that play by Logan Ray, who's had a great ball game tonight. He's 6'6", 210 pounds. Now, if you're 6'6", 210 pounds, you're a tall drink of water, but you can get blown over in the wind. Bilger goes straight back, gets it off to Hembry on a dump pass screen once again to the 40, across to the 35. It's a first down. They'll move the chains. A good pickup of probably 16.
Yeah, nice job of Hembry that time shaking a couple would-be tacklers to pick up a first down for Celina down to the, looks to be about the 31-yard line.
Here he goes again, looking right side, fakes, double pumps. He's going to take off and run, gets a good block up front, gets it off to Hembry at the 20-yard line where he falls, and it's going to be enough for a first down, a 12-yard gain. Bilger showing his patience once again, JJ.
Yeah, I think he's really done a nice job of finding the second, third, or fourth receiver tonight.
Hembry joins Bilger on the right side. Handoff to Hembry. Gets some running room, puts his shoulder down, and he'll pick up 5. Gets to the 15.
Big, powerful running back, Zach Hembry, averaging 5 yards a carry this year for Jared Rolfes. That's been a real plus for this offense, Steve.
For the Bulldogs, Chittum and Bader on the left. Byer, Vogel, right side. Handoff once again. Hembry, straight up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Getting pushed, getting help from his offensive lineman, Houts, and he falls down to the 3-yard line, and he would have been 5 yards short of that 3 if it hadn't have been for Houts pushing him from behind.
Good point. Another nice job by the offensive line and obviously by Zach Hembry.
So now the officials, looks like we had an injured player on the field. Looks like they came on to check Hembry out, but he jogs off nonetheless. I think he just got tweaked a little bit on that ankle, JJ.
Yeah, it looks to be first and goal from the 3-yard line for the Celina Bulldogs. Got to say hi to my wife tonight, Steve. She's listening to us.
Well, fantastic. Glad she could join us.
She's probably critiquing the heck out of us.
Oh, yeah. She's going to have a lot to say. So, hello, Jenny. It's a quarterback keeper. Bilger's going to keep it and go left. Finds his way to the end zone. Does he get there? It's a flag down. It doesn't matter. I think it's coming back, JJ.
Daggone it. Nice little bootleg for a 3-yard touchdown, and they're going to call it back.
It's going to be a block below the knees. And that's an absolute no-no once you get out there. It's a chop block. That's exactly what they're calling.
Yep.
So Bulldogs had 1st and 3 from the 3. Bilger made a nice ball fake to the backfield to Hembry on that bootleg.
Now the ball is going to be placed clear back to the 19-yard line, Steve.
4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third period. The Bulldogs up 34-0 over Van Wert. Celina threatening again, still inside the 20-yard line. Straight back goes Bilger, flushed out of the pocket to the right. He'll throw it, gets it off. It's going to be incomplete. He's lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, you're right. That time it was lucky he wasn't picked off. Going to bring up a...
be second down and 20.
Second and goal from the 20, basically. Just
That's right.
closer to 19, I think, but...
There is no option for a first down. They have to score. Hand off to Hembry. He gets good running room. Up to the 10. Gets near the 5 before he's dragged down from behind. They get a lot of it back. At least this is reasonable territory for a third down conversion with goal to go.
Yeah, nice. That was a nice job of execution that time on that play. And the Bulldogs now down to the 5-yard line. No,
Dino Miller.
6.
Dino Miller making room for that one. Fakes the handoff to Hembry. Across the field, here comes Chittum. No, he's going to be brought down at about the 3 for no gain.
See what Coach Rolfes elects to do here. It's about at the 3-yard line, isn't it, Steve?
That's where they're marking it. It's 4th down. From the 3, goal to go. They will go for it. Empty backfield. Chittum, Bader, left side. Cutting across the middle goes Vogel. Bilger looking for somebody. He decides he's going to throw it to the back of the end zone. Caught by Vogel in the back corner. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Bilger fighting and doing what he can to keep that play alive. Tyler Vogel finds himself empty back there in the corner of the end zone, calling for the ball. Bilger does a nice job getting it to him.
Nice job by Vogel getting open in the end zone, and good patience again by the senior quarterback, Braden Bilger. Bulldogs now lead 40-0 with 3:18 remaining in the third quarter, and junior Braylon Bader will attempt to kick the extra point.
Bader going to have to ice that right toe tonight once he gets home, JJ.
I think that'll be the last time we see the first team offense in, Steve.
Ball's down, the kick is up. They call it no good. It's just outside the right goalpost, so the score will remain at the 3:18 mark in the third period. Celina, 40. Van Wert, 0. On your sports leader, WCSM. Back here at Celina Stadium, Steve Harris bringing you play-by-play. Jeff Jonitis sitting right next to me. JJ, Bulldogs tack on, put the score to 40-0. Take us through that scoring drive.
Steve, only a 47-yard drive in 9 plays, and of course the last 3 covered by a pass from Bilger to Vogel, and the point after was no good. So Celina now leads 40-0, and the Bulldogs will kick off.
Doing the honors this time is going to be Tony Sutter.
Wow, this is our third kicker tonight.
So Tony Sutter says, watch this, fellas. And he gets his boot into it, gets it off. It's a high one, lands at the 24-yard line. Van Wert kicks it, gets up to the 29, and they won't go anywhere else as they're going to be met by Skylar McCarter and Jack Hinders and Tony Sutter. So not only does he want to kick it, he also wants to make sure he makes the tackle.
First team defense still on the field for the Celina Bulldogs. They lead 40-0. Of course, the third quarter has not been completed yet.
And as well, Van Wert still with their first team in. Just trying to get some momentum, trying to get something positive out of this ball game for them. Twins left, one flanker to the right. Straight back, it's going to be a long one. Snyder has great coverage, tries to get to it, can't do it. Ball falls incomplete, but if anybody was going to catch that, JJ, it was Snyder.
Kyle Snyder, the senior cornerback, with outstanding coverage tonight. On that play, he's already had one pick tonight, almost had another one there. Van Wert ran the fly pattern down the right sideline, and Snyder almost with his second interception of the night.
That one would have been pretty acrobatic. He had to lay out for that, and he would have had to haul that one in just off the outstretch of his fingertips. So flanker to the left for Van Wert. Flanker to the right. Under center goes Williams. The junior, 5'11". It's going to be an inside handoff. This one goes to Jordan Daniels. Jordan Daniels goes nowhere, maybe gets a yard up to the 30.
Jalen Nouse, the outstanding defensive tackle, met him in the backfield, and just an outstanding tackle there by number 35. And we've got a Van Wert Cougar on the floor or on the field hurt. Looks like an ankle.
That's Taryn Contreras. He is their right guard, their left guard. He's a senior, 5'8", 265 pounds, and I think he got his ankle rolled up on. You're right.
I think so.
And he's the leader of this team. You see him on offense and you see him on defense. He has some kicking duties, and the senior, I think, is one that is looked up to by the Cougars.
I would agree.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. At highway speeds, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop the texts, stop the wrecks.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So Van Wert ready to go back to work. 3rd down and 10, operating from their own 30-yard line, down 40-0. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the third quarter. Going to his left, trying to find room now. He's flushed out of the pocket and has to make a decision to tuck it and run, and he's going to be met by Quinn Giesecke, and he won't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Again, nice job by the Celina defense, and they're just aggressive. They play with a lot of intensity, and their quickness really has been the difference.
One of the things, too, that I'm noticing, not only their quickness, JJ, but they play their assignment very well.
They do.
Punting situation for Van Wert. Back to receive at his own 40 as Jack Hinders. Kick is away, end over end. Lands at the 45, gets a big bounce for Van Wert, and will roll down inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 28-yard line, where the Bulldogs will take over.
And let's see what we got now for Celina, whether we're going to see the first team.
Here comes Braden Bilger.
Bilger's come back in. I thought they might play at the end of the third quarter.
The entire first team back on the field for the Bulldogs. Van Wert staff out on the field right now, trying to get their defense fired up, trying to give them some fire in the belly.
There's a flag over there. There's a hold on Celina.
The flag was thrown at Van Wert's own 45. So before the Bulldogs get over center, they're going to have to remark the ball. Once again, 1:48 left in the third quarter. Celina up by a score of 40-0 over Van Wert.
In a game that everybody predicted would be kind of like this, Steve, because, you know, Celina's a pretty good football team this year, and Van Wert, of course, as we said before, in rebuilding mode. So after the penalty, Celina's got the ball at the 20-yard line.
So Busher will go over center. Pistol formation. It's Bilger. Behind him, Hembry. Hembry gets the handoff. Tries to go up the gut. Not much there. Actually fights forward and falls forward when he looked like he was only going to pick up 1. Now picks up 4.
He did a nice job, second effort that time. Coach Jared Rolfus signaling, has one of his assistants signal the plays in, but Coach Rolfus is calling him.
2nd and 6. Handoff to Hembry. Fights up the left side, right side, gets to the 28-yard line, a gain of 3. Nice work just to get that yardage.
Coach Rolfus using a little clock right now, Steve, I believe.
That defensive line for Van Wert, led by Zach Thomas, he's 6'2", 224. He's been clogging that middle all night long. Trips to the left. Bilger back, goes right side. Looks to Mason Ross over there. Mason Ross has it, and it's going to depend on where they mark it if they have the first down.
I think they ruled it incomplete, Steve.
Did they rule it incomplete? Okay, he went to the ground for it, and it's going to be a change of possession. You're right. They're pointing Van Wert way.
Now, this might be the first punt of the night for Celina, right? Denny Dysert shaking his head, so I think I am right. First punt of the night for Celina.
Sure
Cody
is.
Vogel.
He's going to do the honors. It's a good punt. Good spiral. Lands at the 35. It's received and caught. Brings it back to the 37, 38-yard line where Tony Sutter and Adams are going to greet him and haul him down. That's where Van Wert will take possession.
About the 48-yard line.
They're going to call it the 38.
38, my bad.
30 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
This is a game, Steve, that as announcers, you want that clock to run.
Last week, we had to find some things to talk about during that 2 hour lightning delay. None of that tonight. It's going to be a quick pitch to the left side. Gets good running room, a pickup of about 8 before he's hauled down. Going to be by Garwood, who makes the tackle from behind.
Van Wert now looking at second and 2.5 or 3. The Cougars with only 4 first downs. They have had trouble moving the ball tonight, no question about that.
Ball marked at the 45. Van Wert huddles up, and that's going to bring us to the end of the third period with the Celina Bulldogs leading a commanding lead, 40-0 over the visiting Van Wert Cougars. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back for the start of the fourth quarter. We are your sports leader, WCSM. Back here at Celina Stadium, Celina Bulldogs take a commanding lead if they didn't have it before, 40-0 over the Van Wert Cougars, ready to start the fourth quarter. And JJ, at this point, when you get to a score like this, you start to get some subs in. You're just hoping that nobody gets hurt and it's played safely. And
injuries, Steve, that's a good point you brought up.
Just don't want anyone getting hurt.
Got a big ball game against Shawnee right here at the stadium next week, and then, of course, they got to play Elida and Kenton on the road. So Coach Jared Rolfitz wants a healthy football team.
So Tyler Williams under center, pitch right side. Skylar McCarter pursues, misses him, but delays him just in time so that his teammates can come to help and create a 3rd down and 1 situation. Mitch Hammond, Nouse, and Garwood and Hoffman there to greet him.
I know I can hear the Celina coaches above us yelling for a hold that time, and I see Mitch Hammond and Jalen Nouse talking to the one official about, hey, will you please watch this?
They're probably not going to get too many of those here in the fourth quarter.
I don't think so.
Under center, Williams again. Lone man, tailback. It's going to be Lloyd. Lloyd takes it. And check that. It's not going to be Lloyd. It's going to be Mason Krug that gets the ball. And he's going to be stopped for a loss, and it's going to bring up 4th down from their own 45-yard line.
See what Keith Recker decides to do here. He's down 40-0. He really didn't have a lot to lose. Probably going to go for it. But now they're 2.5, 3 yards short, so it looks like they might punt.
So Mason Krug, it's a 5'9 senior, goes 155 pounds. And I think that might be with his pads on.
Jack Kinder's deep to receive the punt for the Celina Bulldogs.
Kicks up. It's a good one. This is the best one of the night for him. Takes a Celina bounce, but nonetheless, it's going to be at the 40-yard line, and the Van Wert coaching staff is very, very unhappy. I think they're very upset with this side judge, and they thought there was a block in the back.
Well, he's going after him, too. He's out in the field.
He's out to the 30-yard line, and the official doing a nice job just keeping him under control. Whenever there's a coach out on the field or on the floor, you walk back to the sideline as an official, and you can be assured that the coach is going to follow you.
Yeah, you're right.
Handoff goes to Hembry. He finds good room up to the 30-yard line, right at the 1st down marker. We'll see. It's going to be close. Official still trying to get away from the coach. Coach right in his ear.
He almost pulled that flag on him earlier. I could see that. First team offense still in. 10 minutes to go. Celina up 40-0.
70 yards to go to pay dirt. It is a first down. Hembry handoff. They'll be content running the clock. Gets a good 6 yards up to the 47-yard line. They'll call it 7 yards. We still go twins left, twins right. Fakes the handoff to Hembry. Gets it off to Moriarty, far side. He's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage and hauled down by a host of Van Wert Cougars.
Has a little spot screen that time. Van Wert really did a nice job defending that. Clock now is at 9:15 left in the ball game. Celina 40, Van Wert nothing.
3rd and 1. Bulldogs will face. You can expect they're going to keep it on the ground here, JJ.
I would think.
Busher over center. A stack formation, trips over to the left side. Pistol formation. Hembry goes into motion. Looks to the left, gets it off to Bader. It'll be enough for a first down. Fights across the 45 up toward the 47, and he'll be pushed out of bounds. And I think Van Wert Cougars got a little too aggressive getting him out of bounds, JJ.
See the flag come out there, Steve, and that's, part of that's frustration,
Sure. So that'll be 15 yards you'd expect tacked on to that one. That'll put Celina into Van Wert territory, somewhere around the 36, 37-yard line possibly. Marking it off right now, and they will mark it at the 37. So Celina getting some extra yards out of that one, and you can bet you're going to get a flag when that happens over on the Celina sideline.
Yeah, no question about that. Van Wert's a little frustrated. We could see it from clear over here.
Handoff Hembry. Met at the line of scrimmage. He tries to put his shoulder pads down, but he's not going to go anywhere. Before they take him down, the officials blow the whistle. 2nd down and 10.
See on the other side of the field, I see some youngsters warming up, throwing the football. It looks like Jared Rolfe is getting ready to get that second-team offense on the field here.
Bilker claps his hands, goes to Hembry again. Hembry across the 35 to the 33, falls to the 32 to bring up 3rd down and 5. Loudon Lamont checks out. Braden Bader checks back in. He'll be in the slot, flanked by Moriarty on his left. Vogel and Byer on the right side. Bilger looks to the sideline for final instructions. Play clock down to 5. Ball snap. Here we go with Hembry again. Fights to the 30-yard line, going to be short. It's going to bring up 4th down and 2. JJ, what are the Bulldogs going to do?
Oh, they're going to go for it. I think they'll keep it on the ground, though. Well, he could run a spot or a bubble screen. It's just like a run. That's more like 4th and 3, isn't it?
Sure is. I thought he got a little bit better yardage than that. They must have marked him down with a knee. So the play comes in from the sideline. Same formation. Duels left and right. Straight back goes Bilger. Looking to pass. Dumps it off to Hembry. Hembry gets to the 30, maybe the 29. It's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be, looks like a turnover in possession.
Yep.
Van Wert will take over. It looked like it was going to have a little bit more room than what it did when it started out. Van Wert did a nice job of closing.
And I think here comes the Celina second-team defense right here.
They sure do. They check into the ball game. We're going to give some credit to Daniel Morris, Adam Wade, who checks into the ball game, along with Curtis Silliman, linebacker Cole Stevens, joined by Mitchell Teeters. Under center goes Van Wert. It's a pitch to the back. He gets some decent yards, but no, he's going to be met and brought down and pushed back by Daniel Morris, who goes 6'1", 270. He's a junior, and he looks pretty darn athletic.
He did, didn't he? A whole new cast of defenders for the Celina Bulldogs right now.
Joined in there is Thomas Morris, 5'9", 165-pound sophomore. I see Chad Temple out there, junior. Shotgun formation go the Cougars. Twins right, flanker to the left. Bubble pass screen out to the left side. Gets good yardage across the 40, 45. Brought down out of bounds. It looks like Skylar McCarter is going to make the tackle. Skylar McCarter gets some playing time and has some experience over there. Plays good defense.
Yeah, he's a quick little kid. He's played quite a bit tonight. He's not a starter defensively, I don't believe, but he's a young man that's got a lot of time this year.
Kyle Balthus now into the ball game, 5'8", 170-pound junior. Alex Schloter covering on the near side against the wide receiver. Quick pitch to the left. Gets across midfield, across the 45, the 40, to the 30, the 25. He's going to make it to the end zone. Got one man to beat. Touchdown, Van Wert. So the Bulldogs got beat on the sweep, on the quick pitch to the left. It was a sweep ultimately around the left side. Kyle Balthus chasing, making pursuit. Van Wert running back. That was not Caleb Lloyd. That was Mason Krug. Checks in the ball game, gets the score for Van Wert. So now the Cougars on the board finally and looking to make it 7 points with this extra point that's going to be attempted. The kick is up, and it is, it hits the upright and bounces right over top of it. It is good. And I think even the Celina band is clapping for them just to get that extra point, and that closes the gap to a score of 40-7. The Celina Bulldogs lead at the 5:51 mark. So Celina will get the ball back, and you can expect JJ to see the second or even
no
13
question.
players.
Yeah, we're going to see the second offense come in now, I'm sure.
Van Wert huddling up right underneath us. And, and the coaches, they really do understand what's going on with this Van Wert Cougar team. The coaches are trying to be inspirational to the boys, congratulate them. They're working hard, just trying to get them where they understand their assignments and make sure they understand where they're supposed to be. They understand they're building this program.
You're exactly right. And that's a tough job to rebuild a program. And Keith Recker's got a big job on his hands. And, the community and the whole Van Wert football community has got to be patient.
Ball is away. It's a line drive. Fielded by the back man. That's going to be fielded by Nick Marks. He's going to get up across the 25 to the 29, and he'll be brought down. Nice return for Nick Marks.
So Celina's going to take over on about the 30-yard line, maybe the 31.
You got it, and here comes that second team offense. Grant Bader going to take over the quarterback duties. He's going to be joined in the backfield by Zach Applegate. Eric Welch will flank out to the right, along with Kyle Miller. Over on the left side, Philip Puschel in the slot. Handoff goes to Applegate. Met at the line of scrimmage, pushed back and spun down. Might be 2nd and 10, might be 2nd and 11.
Van Wert going to do some subbing now too, Steve. 5:20 remaining in the ball game. Celina 40, Van Wert 7.
Curtis Williams in the slot over on the far side, joined by Stephen Chittum, the 6'2 junior wide receiver. Once again in the backfield, Zach Applegate along with Bader. Bader scrambles. There's a flag down in the play. He gets it off to Curtis Williams. Curtis Williams gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line, enough for a first down, but it's coming back, isn't it, JJ?
Yep. Holding on Celina. You can see it in the backfield.
So it was a good play. The Bulldogs showed good patience on that.
Right.
Grant Bader did a nice job scrambling, getting out of trouble, and getting that ball off, but it will come back. But this is how the second team learns.
Exactly.
You're going to have to make some mistakes in order to get past those hurdles.
This is a good experience for these young men. They got a little action against St. Mary's last week. They're getting some action tonight.
On the offensive line over center is going to be Ryan Berry, the 5'10 sophomore. He'll be joined by Nick Chapman, 235-pound junior. Want to make sure we give these kids some credit. They work hard to get out onto that field. Hayden Bruns, 5'10", 170-pound sophomore, also on the line of scrimmage. Grant Bader calls for the ball. Hand off to Applegate. He'll go straight up the gut. Gets across the 15 to the 17. Nice pickup for the second team offense.
Nice job that time. Good hold. Nice run by Zach Applegate. Sophomore running back. Celina now looking at 3rd and 18 from the 22.
Caden Wilson checks into the ball game. 5'8 sophomore. He'll play the slot on the near side. Flanked on his right will be Kyle Miller.
I'll tell you, they got him wrong in the program. He's about 6'2", Caden Wilson is.
It's going to be a quick rollout for Bader to the right. He looks downfield. He's looking for Chittum. He's bumped on the play, but he receives it at the 49-yard line. He's running. He's got running room. He's being chased from behind. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5. Knocked out of bounds right at the pylon. Do they call it a touchdown? Yes. Bulldogs go 78 yards for the score. The second team at the 3:59 mark and push the lead to 46-7. A great throw by Bader. A nice catch by Chittum. And it looked like he was interfered with, too, on that catch. And I don't think the officials obviously didn't throw the flag. So it was great concentration on the reception to get his footing, get the ball tucked away, and then travel the 45 yards to the end zone. On for the kick is going to be Philip Puschel. Right-footed kicker will get it up and high and good. Boy, that looked good and solid. So Jack Hinders holds. Puschel capitalizes. And at the 3:58 mark, the Bulldogs go up by a score of 47-7 on your sports leader, WCSM. Back here in action at Celina Stadium, where the Bulldogs have had absolute command of this ball game for the entire ball game over the Van Wert Cougars, leading by a score of 47-7. Under 4 minutes to play in this ball game. JJ, that was an impressive scoring drive by the second team.
Well, you're right, Steve. Originally 70 yards, but ended up to be a 78-yard drive because of the penalty. And only 3 plays, of course. Grant Bader, the sophomore, hit Stephen Chittum, the junior wideout, on a fly pattern. Chittum with a great catch, and then he outraced Van Wert in the end zone. Kick was good, 47-7, Celina.
Nick Marks kicks off. The ball is received and brought about 5 yards up past the 30 to the 32, where he'll be brought down, and the Van Wert Cougars will take over.
Van Wert's going to take over on the 32, closer to the 33 maybe.
Bulldog faithful, the student section, cheering on their Bulldogs. They're very pleased with what they've seen tonight.
No question about that, Steve. Celina with a very impressive offensive display and defensively. You know, a shutout was pitched by the first unit. Van Wert scored on the second unit.
Be a pitch to the right side. Not much running room. Going to be pursued well by the Bulldogs. Brought down by Skylar McCarter. At the 29, it'll be a loss of 4. So Celina substituting very liberally right now. Frank Townsend checks out, and in for him comes Alex Schloter.
Yeah, it's good for these young kids, and I'll tell you what, Coach Rolfus a chance to get his first line out of there as far as offensive and defensive players, and a little rest, and of course to avoid injury for the upcoming weeks.
Kyle Balthus and Chad Temple cover the flankers near side. Van Wert getting ready to go over center. Officials communicating to one another before they put the clock in motion. There goes the whistle, and here comes the play. Van Wert has Chandler Adams now calling signals. He'll go under center, pitch to the right. He's going to be met this time by Kyle Balthus, who pursues from the backside and closes very quickly.
Did a nice job, Kyle Balthus, coming up from the cornerback position, or he might be playing safety. Let me look here. I think safety.
Skylar McCarter checking out. Alex Schloter coming in. Joined over there on that far side by Frank Townsend, covering the receivers. Under center once again is Adams. Fullback, tailback in the backfield. He'll roll to the right. Looking to pass. He's flush from the pocket. Ball's away and out to the sideline, and it's going to be out of bounds. No chance to catch that one, and that stops the clock at the 2:30 mark.
Just what we wanted, Steve, was to stop that clock. Huh?
That's exactly right.
Van Wert going to be forced to punt.
Going back to receive this time. It's going to be Chad Temple. Chad Temple is a 6', 160-pound junior. He'll stand ready at his own 36-yard line. Still kicking for Van Wert is Luke Stevens. He's been busy tonight, end over end. This one's going to land at the 40. It's going to take a sideways bounce and check up at the 41, where it will be down by the Cougars, and the Celina offense will take over, and now we're going to get to see the freshman quarterback, Caleb Hoying.
Now we saw Grant Bader throw a touchdown pass. Now we got the freshman, Caleb Hoying, in the game.
Caleb Hoying probably goes 6'3", maybe 6'4", probably 200 pounds.
Nice sized young man.
He sure is, and he's very athletic. You should see him on the basketball court. Gun formation, the whistle's blown. Stops play immediately. Going to take a timeout. Van Wert wants time to talk about it and get their second and third team stringers in position. We'll take a timeout with them. The Bulldogs lead at the 2:21 mark, 47-7 on your sports leader, WCSM. Is the Bulldogs and Van Wert finish this game out. 2 minutes and 21 seconds left. Bulldogs resume take the field. Van Wert had called a timeout to talk about things. Caleb Hoying's going to be calling signals for the Bulldogs at quarterback. He'll go from the gun. Flanked on his left is going to be Zach Applegate. Ball snapped. It's going to be a pass. The right-hander looks to the right side, left side. It's incomplete to Applegate out of the backfield.
Clock stops with 2:15 remaining in this ball game. 47-7, the Celina Bulldogs over the Van Wert Cougars.
So twins left, twins to the right. Kyle Miller and Eric Welch near side. It's going to be a handoff to Applegate. He's going to be dropped for a 3-yard loss. Be third down, and they're actually going to call it 12. So a 2-yard loss for the Bulldogs. Ryan Berry still over center for Celina. On his right is Michael Murphy and Adam Wade. Hoying claps for the ball. He'll roll to the left. He looks, he's going to tuck it, and he's going to run. He gets to the 45 up to the 49-yard line. The freshman gets about 8 yards on the play. Probably made a good decision to keep her on the ground.
Did. You're right. And I think Jared Roffles will go for this, too, just to keep the clock running. And it's 4th down and 2.5.
That's exactly what they'll do. Still from the gun. Twins to the left. Got Kyle Miller to the right.
They were trying to draw Van Wert off sides, but one of the Celina offensive linemen bobbed his head. They're going to get called for motion.
So that'll back them up 5 yards. They had 4th and 4. Now they have 4th and 9. So Celina going to be real content at the 1:06 mark. They're going to go for it. The clock starts up again. Over center go the Bulldogs. Hoying wants it from the gun. Looks to the sideline now. Last minute instructions. Play clock down to 3. They want a timeout to talk about it before it gets down to 0, and they have to take another timeout. But nonetheless, they do stop the clock before they get a penalty, and they'll talk about this. JJ and I are going to talk about it too. 40 seconds left in this ball game. The Bulldogs leading 47-7 on your sports leader, WCSM. Celina Bulldogs about to put this one in the record books. 40 seconds left and leading 47-7. They are going to push their record to 5-1 overall and 4-1 in the Western Buckeye League, JJ.
I think Celina took that time out. It looks like to me like we're trying to get a punt team in there, but still have Caleb Hoying, the freshman, at quarterback.
Applegate will join him in the backfield, checking into the ball game. Trying to get you names and numbers. It's Michael Murphy. So they will go for it on 4th and 8. Back to pass is Hoying. He looks to the right, gets and finds his receiver. It's going to be Kyle Balthus. It's going to be incomplete. Looks like he trapped it. It would have been enough for the first down. Just couldn't get to the ball in time.
Yeah, I thought he scooped it up before it hit the ground, but the official right there said no, so Van Wert's going to take over on possessions. Good field position at the 44-yard line, 43, 44.
So we'll see what Van Wert can do and what they want to do with 34 seconds left. Now they've got the score at 47-10. It is not 47-10. It is 47-7. Under center goes Adams. Single runner in the backfield. Pitch to the left. Good pursuit by the Bulldogs. Finds good running room to the 30, to 40. Check that to the 20, 39, and he'll be brought down.
That should be the last play, Steve.
I think you're right, and I think both teams are going to be content to make it the last play. We'll see. Clock ticks down to 15 seconds. Now down to 10. I think Van Wert is just going to let this one tick off, and it's going to bring us to a close in this ball game where the Celina Bulldogs showed absolute dominance over the Van Wert Cougars, and that's exactly what will happen. The clock reads 0. Celina once again extends their record to 5-1, 4-1 in the Western Buckeye League. The Van Wert Cougars drop to 0-5 in the Western Buckeye League and 0-6 overall. So the teams are lined up and they're shaking hands. We're going to be right back and give you some numbers. Close this one out on your sports leader, WCL.